Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Tuesday night, and we are live. And in effect, the markets have just opened, and we're going to actually check in just to see what's going on, to see if the prices will continue moving upwards, or maybe they'll do another correction. We'll find out just briefly, but good to see you guys. Welcome, one and all. Glad you're here with us tonight. We're going to get into some comments here. Want to thank Tony Erickson is here. Good to see you back, sir. Jam Unleashed. Coins A to Z, Silver Heist is here. Michael K is here. A lot of good folks with us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Let's get right into it. We've got this from yesterday's video about the big movement and the prediction that I made. The rally's not over yet. So far, that's proven to be true unless there's a dead cat bounce. I guess that's quite possible, but you never know. Silver supply is down, says Chainsaw. Demand is high worldwide. Then price plummets. In what world is this normal? Well, I would say that the rally itself was probably overbought. It may be a massive correction, but so far right now, it is correcting again to the upside, which is kind of what I had predicted to happen, but not as much today as what we're seeing. Wild swings, lots of volatility for sure in the market. Who knows? We may see it rise back up over $100 by the end of the week. You never know. Let's see here. And let's see. We've got Hendrickson. Gold and silver just need to switch. Then we'll be where it should be. Well, I disagree with that. There's a reason why gold is more expensive and more valued and more treasured. I talked about that a lot on my channel. But anyways, Patriot Torres, I love Trump administration. However, I want a strong dollar. Yep, I know. I hear you. Yep, I do too. And I don't know. There's some sort of positioning there, but we'll see how this plays out. Dollar was stronger yesterday, but anyways, he says here, I'm waiting for the tip-top bottom before I hammer down, but who knows? I usually miss it. Yep, I missed it, he says. Update, I missed it. I know. I'm with you on that. I kind of breathed a sigh of relief after prices went up, and actually now I'm a little bit ahead on my purchase that I made over the weekend. Can never really fully time those purchases. Tied away. The reason why I don't believe price is because if fewer of my dollars can now buy the same amount of gold and silver, then why do fewer of my dollars do not buy me more food, more house, more energy? And a magic thing happened that makes me able to buy more gold and fewer dollars and literally nothing else. Well, that's because largely the items that you buy are not as affected by the markets. It's all more about supply, demand, and cost of production, that type of thing. Much less of that in the paper space with regards to commodities like gold and silver. But yes, indeed. I understand where you're coming from, though. And Dinar is here. Good to see you all. Welcome. And Shy Field says, in my real world view, there is a global silver shortage. There is a global shortage in several other metals like copper, antimony, platinum, and palladium. We've been programmed to buy the dip. Prices always seem to go up over time. That's right. They do go up over time for sure. All right. All right. Very good. And welcome. Glad you guys are here. 79 is with us tonight. Been a while since I've seen her. Dean R is here. Jesse J Studios is with us. Pommy Ray had to unsubscribe and subscribe to send a message as it was saying I was not a subscriber. That's weird. Well, thank you for popping back in. Yes. Yeah, that's strange. Well, thank you for resubscribing. Yeah, sometimes YouTube will kick off. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes it does occur where it'll kick people off. And I don't know why that happens. So if you want to know, you can just you can bookmark the channel page to see if you're a subscriber. Whoa! Our first super chat of the night here from MR Kojak. Says, got both of my thick diamond fist rounds. Well, congratulations. Glad they arrived. They are shipping out. I think they're still sold out over some of metals. We'll check here in just a moment. One for each hand. Trying to find a capsule that'll hold them. Yeah, unfortunately, none exist for the direct fit. You'd have to get one with a gasket. I don't know where you can find those. But yes, indeed. Thank you. Good to see Matt Wingy. Good to see Bill Button, otherwise known as Sign Up. Let's do 5 push-ups for you. Thank you so much, sir. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, for those of you new here, whenever there's a super chat, I do a push-up for every $1 or exercise for every $1 donated. And for PayPal, friends and family, it is 2. That's right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. And so there that is. So thank you so much. Most people have really liked the rounds when they've been shipped out. So that people that have, like, all the feedback I've heard from them has been very positive. John Penske, Groundhog Day. What did Groundhog predict about silver prices? Yeah, if only. Oh my goodness gracious. We need some sort of animal that predicts silver prices like that. Wasilla Stacker from the great state of Alaska says this. Spot prices as of late have all but cured me of my silver addiction. I have no desire to skyrocket my dollar cost average. Gold will have to satisfy my addiction for now, at least until the ratio is past 60 to 1 again. There you go. Yes, indeed. I hear you. All right. Still in the high 50s now. And in fact, let's take a slight breather and see what's happening in the markets. Silver is up. It is up slightly. It's up 44 cents right now. So there we go, 85.72. Gold is up $23.90. $29 and change away, or $28.30 away, rather, from $5,000 again. So crazy. Gold hanging on there. Okay, Roger Yao, 1858, chimes in with this. I believe he's been in the lives a couple of times. I'm buying no matter the price. It's insurance for Trump's hyperinflation acts. Don't forget Trump is an actor, a socialist Democrat turned rhino, playing by rules for radicals as he wants increasing soft money, digital currency backing national debt, deficit, and industrial complex spending. Well, he's not a spending, he's not a fiscal, he's not as fiscally conservative as people like Thomas Massey are. But I think he's practical, and hopefully in his administration he will tackle the debt and work to actually bring it down. That would be unprecedented if he were to do that, even if it's just a little bit. We'll see how this plays out. Many people are thinking the tariffs thing might be the factor that makes it happen. All right, Bill Button, who's here, says it's supposed to get worse, Al. Not as bad as Friday. But maybe half of that, but it's only going to get higher on its rebound. Silver is volatile. Okay, so Bill Button thinks that we could see it fall even harder, maybe even below what I said, but then it's going to get higher on the rebound. I'll tell you what, it is possible. Anything is possible in this market. So thank you for your thoughts on that. Teller 1290 comes in and says this. Hold on a second here. It's a longer comment. We want to make sure we get it all in. He's got a problem with the wash thing. Do you believe that Trump inadvertently picked a hawk in picking wash? And in margin calls, they're designed to punish little guys bidding up. Everyone knows the shorting is done by larger entities, and they aren't really affected by margin like those trying to push up. And in margins, nice touch in the announced Friday, in the wake of the 65-year lifetime stackers getting hosed, it's another margin call that would take effect Monday, close of business. What for? It's called spiking the ball. It's called telling the little guy we can do all day. Go back to paper where their schmoes belong. We write, we change the rules, and even though we're not ejected, we're anonymous, shifting trillions with boilerplate margin calls. The same thing before. Never heard about except in metal. Well, I think there is margin calls in other assets that go crazy. I don't know for sure. I'm not as plugged in, obviously, with that. But make no mistake, if you're a small-time buyer of the futures contracts, you're not going to be paying nearly as much because it's notional based off of a percentage now, and so therefore you're spending less money. It's a big deal for big buyers. Make no mistake, they will. It's going to affect everybody equally. It's not like they're throttling from the big banks. So we'll see. Crypto Ripto says this. What's going on? It's an American scam. Sorry to say, but nobody respects the COMEX price. It's fake. Out here in the rest of the world, you can't buy physical at those prices. Well, you can't buy it when at those prices in the West either. In America either. It's called premium. The premiums have always been around. They're just higher than before because of the great demand. In fact, there is a lot of Josh Fair of Scottsdale, who's the CEO and principal of Scottsdale, says that this past couple of weeks and months have been the most business he's ever done in the 18-year history of his company. So there's great demand, and when that happens, premiums are going to go up. It's just the way the economy works. But thank you for your thoughts on that. Robert Tomer, still not selling. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Thank you. Happier than ever says, today I got a 1965 Canadian quarter, which is 80% silver, at the laundromat. I'm thankful to the Holy Spirit for this message of research at this time. There you go. Congratulations on that. Ray, I'm guessing the Bank of America is not sticking to their 309 silver spot. Well, they technically did not make that call. They just said it was possible based off of the ratio situation from 1980, which is highly unlikely, but still, they did a little thought exercise. It was not an actual prediction. All right, let's see here. All right, let's peruse our way through the next couple of comments here. You guys are great. Thanks for being here with us tonight. And we've got Chaz Perry with this. Let me get over here. He's saying, the only thing that I observed in the precious metals once again proved is that it can take a Mike Tyson punch and bounce back. That's right, it sure can. You're right on that, Chaz Perry. Silver and gold has seen biblical plagues and kingdoms rise and fall. Therefore, silver and gold will survive and bounce back. They sure will. And we're witnessing at least some semblance of that now, as long as it's not a dead cat bounce. All right. And let's see here. Joshua Aldlin says, everyone talks about hyperinflation. I think we are in a depression. The great print is not yet, Sal. All right. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think we're in a depression. You would know it if we were in a depression. People use those terms awfully cavalier, and they have no idea what a depression looks like. None whatsoever. If you study history, you would know. We are nowhere near a depression. In fact, technically, we're not in a recession either. We may have some parts of the economy that are hurting, but nonetheless, we're far away from that. Zed, 33.21, the highest I paid for physical silver was about $30 an ounce. So he's been a very, very disciplined stacker here. Rad Rob, look how many days silver has been above $50. Exactly right. It's been that's why I think that $50 is probably the new support, long-term support. William Wolford, December 2024 was approximately $30.57 per troy ounce. If you bought it before, you're still in good shape. Hold fast, hold tight. That's right, exactly. Yep. It's amazing because that was not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. All right, let's see what we've got here with a couple of these other comments. Stick and a fork in it, it's done. Although that comment did not age quite well today, unless we're witnessing a dead cat bounce, but we'll see here. Mac Raven, we saw something similar in October. Silver could touch in the 60s and double in a couple of weeks. Yep, that's true, it could. Looking at the patterns, it's quite possible. Kevin Warsh is all in the Epstein files. There's a big chance he won't be confirmed. Interesting, William Wolford. I did not know that. Did not know that at all. Maybe Trump is nominating him, knowing that's going to be the thing, and using that as a political play. Good point. Worldwide Cobweb. You should do a poll. Who thinks we're getting a dead cat bounce or new all-time highs? Yeah. Well, my guess is probably most people will think it's going to be new all-time highs. I kind of don't need to do it because Sunday night, we had a lot of the same people that are here now there then, and about 57 to 59% of them thought we might see $100 silver by the end of this week. So my guess is probably, we'll see here. All right. I think we probably already know the natures of that poll. All right. Let's see here. Let's get over here to this. We've got Christopher Gray. Don't you think it's odd JP Morgan issued connects at the exact bottom, exactly to the cent? Seems very odd to me. contracts at the bottom. Yeah, I didn't see that. Interesting. Carrie Taryn with some emoticons. Always appreciate that. And let's see here. No one is talking about the CME margin hikes on the 28th. I talked about it on this channel, and the new ones that went into effect at the close of the market effect today. I talked about it. Probably and likely in this video, I talked about it. Purposely taking the spot price down to save someone who is short, but how long can they keep the crap up before the vaults are empty? Well, again, I've been talking about it, so it's kind of disingenuous to say that nobody's talking about when I talked about it, and I talked about it in that video. So I don't think we're going to read the rest of his comment. Anyways, I'm not scared, buy and hold. That's right. That's the attitude to have. Buy and hold on tight, for sure. And let's see here. John Knox here says the following. In the short term, I think silver might spike to around $100. It will be a trap to lure the hopeful into dreaming of 150 and 200 and buying into the resumption of the inorganic FOMO rally. Then comes another crash where silver drops to even lower into the 60s and then down into the 50s. Then when that happens, the same crowd will be screaming manipulation and even more. This is done to dodge responsibility for buying at the top and holding the knife on the way down. When they make a bad decision and get traumatized and brutalized with massive losses after buying at the top, they don't want to accept responsibility for their own actions and choices, so they instead find someone else to blame. Can't argue with that. I think that's I think people use that term manipulation way too much. They just excuse everything for manipulation. Manipulation this, manipulation that. Market's a lot more complex than that. There's a lot more powerful forces in the market than manipulation. So yeah, so basically John Knox says that we could be witnessing a dead cat bounce there. But of course, the premise of his argument kind of assumes manipulation. Because if it's a trap to lure the hopeful, that means there's manipulation going on. So I don't think there's much of a trap being sent out unless it's in and of themselves. But anyways, let's see here. All right. We've got 5-0. Everyone is sold out. Great silver storage. I can get cash out of my 844 ounces so I can pay off my house and car. Nice. All right. You get a good cash offer. Very good. And Martin Mospicity 2010 with this says, you must not have heard about the margin requirements they threw on silver Sunday night. Yes. Again, I believe I talked about it in this video. And if not this video, the one before it, the one before that, yep, I keep up with some of that, with that stuff too. All right, let's see here. Oh, here comes a scammer calling us. Hello?
Hey, Richard. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. All right. We're here. All right. False start an hour ago. Right? That's all right. But we are live. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How's your day, sir?
My day is doing fine and dandy, like sour candy. Not necessarily sweet candy. We'll take the sour candy this time.
Sour candy tastes good with a little kick. I like gives you a little face, but it still tastes good.
I like it with a little kick. Sans the fentanyl. I do not want it laced with fentanyl. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think any of us want that, Rich.
No, we do not. I think we can agree on, if there's anything we're going to agree on strongly together tonight, it's going to be that. We stand in solidarity against the fentanyl.
Yes, we stand in solidarity against fentanyl for sure.
Yes.
For sure, brother.
Very good. We have that on the record now. So how am I to serve you today?
Well, I mean, the biggest question is, I want to know how we could be of service to you. I want to know, Richard, what are your goals in business for the next quarter? You know, the money that you're looking for, what would you like to apply it toward, and how it best benefits your long-term vision for Shepherd Enterprises?
The next quarter that's coming out is the Mayflower quarter, and I've been looking in my pocket change for that. I've not seen that yet. But as soon as I get that one, then we'll talk about the next quarter that comes. They're releasing 5 this year for the semi-quincentennial. I think I said that right. Semi-quincentennial. I need to say that 9 times fast so that I can get it embedded in my brain. That's the 250th anniversary of these United States of America. So I think once I can reach that quarter, I will feel a sense of accomplishment if I could find one of those suckers. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that would make me feel a whole lot better for this quarter. Now, if you want to loan me some money so that I can get some of those quarters quicker than usual, we have to go through the distribution of all the change that comes from the United States Mint and how it's distributed through the Federal Reserve System to the 12 banks. And I need to track those down. And then if I can get that happen, then I could get a hold of that quarter. That might be an expensive proposition. It might take, if I was to do that and trace what's going on through the Federal Reserve, through the 12 different district banks and how they're distributed to banking institutions around the country, it's probably going to cost me $1.2 million.
Wow.
$1.2 million. And then, but it would be worth it to get at least one of those quarters.
So you're looking for a loan which is going to help you to secure further funding in your outside endeavors.
Well, let me break it down for you, and not in a rap form either. My rhyming skills are not as astute. I want to spend $1.2 million to obtain 25 cents in the form of a 2026 quarter that has the Pilgrims on it and the ship they came on. Is that can we make that happen?
Yes, we can.
Time is of the essence, because my guess is if it's going to take a while to do the research to find the proper channels and to be able to drive to the banks that would have them, because they don't have them around here. I've checked, and I'm gonna do, and also need to get gas money for me to drive around. But I'm gonna have to hire a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna have to hire about 304 people to go out and scout these banks to find them, to bring
Right.
just online. All I need is one, the first one, and then we can stop.
Okay. So, but the $120,000 that you're seeking from us will be enough for you to get started.
Well, that's
with this
going to get
endeavor.
the ball rolling. Yes, indeed.
Okay, awesome. Here's what I can do, Richard.
Because we want to have
Well, I
Missouri
have you-
adventures. Missouri adventures. We need some Missouri adventures. We're going to start in Missouri for the adventures, because we want to annoy somebody in Missouri. There's somebody specifically in Missouri that we want to annoy super, like big time, and we want to make that happen. So we're going to start there in Missouri. I think that's going to be ground zero for this.
Okay. I've never been in Missouri.
I haven't either, but now I've been inspired to go to Missouri.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Richard, you said time is of the essence.
Yeah.
How much time are we talking about? Like, you need this tomorrow, next week? How much time are we talking about?
I hate to be demanding, but yes, probably as soon as possible, maybe the next 3 days.
Okay, sure. What's your email, sir?
Aren't there other questions to answer first? But it's YT47
Yes.
at AOL.com.
Well, the only reason that I was asking for the email, Rich, is just because all the questions that I would ask would be in relation to what you would be sending in the email.
All my relatives are going to be around when I do answer those questions, so the relations will be there. But I kind of was hoping you'd ask me how much money I'm bringing in per month and how much I'm yanking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the email is for your statements.
Okay.
I was going to ask you on the phone as well.
Okay, I'm prepared to give a verbal statement as well. So
Sure.
I under sworn testimony, I'm able to do it. But I'm just waiting for the question about how much money I'm making per month, and I'd be more than happy to tell you. I mean, I'd be extremely happy to tell you. So,
okay, what's your monthly revenue, especially for the past 3 months, Richard?
I thought you'd never ask. Thank you. I am yanking in $98,000 a month.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm yanking it in. I'm just like Yankee Doodle yanking. You know what I mean? Yankee Doodle yanking. That's how I'm doing it.
Okay. Awesome. And do you have any other positions currently?
Well, I got the 69, the Kama Sutra, the doggy style, reverse doggy style. That's all I can think of.
Man. Rich, no.
That's the only ones I can think of from the top of my head. But I'm sure if I did a little grokking on that and a little bit of used the old Chat GPT, maybe some Gemini, I might be able to come up with 7 more positions.
Oh, so you don't have any other loans out currently?
I have no other loans out either. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Would we be your first position ever, or you just paid off other
Well,
people's
you'd be my
accounts?
first loan. I mean, no offense,
Okay.
but probably would not want to get any kind of position with you personally. I mean, not, no, I'm just my sexual orientation is leans more towards the female persuasion, if you understand.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't go that way either. I got a
Good.
lady waiting on me. Once I get off the phone with you, I'm gonna go back to the lady. She's got dinner waiting. So.
Well, I cannot say that I have that at this moment. So I'm slightly jealous of you, especially depending on the cup size of the individual you're referring to. If you want to,
Hey, hey.
now, if you want to go ahead and share that with me, I'll become probably even more jealous.
I think she's got generous C cups. Generous C cups.
That's pretty good. That's nice. That's worthy of being jealous over for sure.
Yeah, it's a nice handheld. You know what I mean? It fits in the
Yes.
hand.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
nothing too crazy.
Nice handheld
But
devices indeed.
but I remember my girlfriends when I was younger, man. I used to be a boob guy like all day. So I'm like double D or better had to be. I remember when I was younger. That's what
Well,
I was going for.
the more I age, there is no such thing as all day for it. It's 24/7, 365 days a week, 365 days a week. I am all about the cup sizes being Z or even Generation Z. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Gen Z. Yep.
Yeah, and bigger than that
Yep.
too. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You're a
Anyways,
funny guy, man. You're
all right.
actually I'm having fun talking to you.
Well,
That's the
thank you. I
difference.
appreciate that. It's my mission in life to entertain. Not necessarily to inform, but to entertain. So if you found this phone call informative, entertaining, and somewhat, uh, you know, uh, worthy, maybe you'll press a thumbs up on your phone. Can you press a thumbs up on your phone?
I can't.
Okay, all
I
right.
can't,
That's all right.
unfortunately.
Me either. I can't do it either because there's no.
Spiritually, I can.
Spiritually, you can.
All
All
right.
right, very good. Nice. I
Yes, I
like
can.
that.
All right, cool. So 98K monthly. Congratulations. I know that's a big accomplishment being an entrepreneur. This is going to be your first loan, so your first position. Okay, looking for 120K.
First position. Now we're talking about
Yeah,
doctors.
a loan is a position.
Oh, alone is a position. Okay, alone is a position. Okay, very, very good. Okay.
Oh, it was a real term. I wasn't just saying that. Yeah, it's a real
Okay.
term.
All right. Very good. Nice. Nice. All right.
Okay, and cool. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to send an email just requesting statements. So it's
Okay.
going to be November, December, and
Now,
January.
what kind of statements do we want me to give you the Gettysburg Address? Do you want me to give you something, from a speech from Thomas Paine from the a Common Sense pamphlet? Are we looking for a statement on Nicki Minaj? Are we looking for a statement on
Yeah, just your regular business checking
Billie
account statements
Eilish
will
and
be
what she
okay.
said about living on stolen land?
Nah, just your business checking account statements will be fine, Richard.
Oh, she want me to just say something about my checking account? I can use the Queen's English when I give a statement about my checking account. Hear thee too within, here lies my checking account, of which there are dollars and cents, from which I could withdraw and deposit, and write ourselves a paper check that I could send to us thou, through us the interwebs now, through the ACH. So
Richard, is your email yt47@aol.com?
Yes, that's it.
All right, do me a favor. Just check your inbox.
Oh, I actually am nowhere near my computer right now. I'm not. I don't have the ability to. I don't have the ability to check that at this moment in time. I just gonna have to take your word for it.
Yeah, I sent it. So
Word.
so here's what I can do, Rich. I just sent you the email requesting the statements.
Word.
Once you send those,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the office now to head home since we're kind of going over.
Now, what's for
time.
supper tonight? What's the lovely lady making for supper for you tonight?
Tonight she's making it's a pesto pasta with chicken, grilled chicken, pesto pasta, and some sort of tomato. I forgot what the type of tomato was.
That's an Indonesian plate, isn't it? Indonesian food.
I guess she's just like a regular girl from Connecticut, but I guess so.
Nice. I like it. I like it. It sounds delicious. Now I'm hungry for chicken and pesto.
Yeah, right. It's great. It is quite good.
Yeah.
So you need this done as soon as possible. So here's how like the timeline kind of works. And it says the address is not found. Sorry, I think I sent it to the wrong address.
I think you probably may have. Yeah, you probably did. Try it at yt47@aol.com. You want me to spell it out for you?
Oh, you said YAT?
No, YT.
Yeah, the letter Y.
Not PYT. That's Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I know.
PYT. Forget what it stands for, but I think it probably stands for Pretty
Young Thing.
Pretty Young Thing. Yeah, that's right. Pretty Young Thing.
So can you spell out the email for me? Sorry.
Yeah, YT. Y is spelled Y. T is spelled T. At is spelled AT. AOL is spelled A, O, and L. And dot is spelled DOT, like Department of Transportation. And then com is spelled COM. Com is short for commercial. Did you know that?
I didn't, but that's the email that I sent it to, Rich, and it's saying that it was failed. YT47@AOL.com.
It's failed. Oh my goodness, great. How in the world can that happen? Am I a failure in life?
It says address not found.
Try sending it to CompuServe.net. That's an up and coming ISP. Try that.
Okay, so ComPuserve.
But I won't, like I said, I won't have a chance to check it now anyway.
Yeah, you said you're not around the computer.
Yeah, I'm not on the computer, so I'll have to get back with you later. And I'm still confused on what statements you want me to say, like who you want me to quote, or
Rich,
do you want me sworn affidavit? You want a sworn affidavit?
I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to send the bank statements, Rich.
I can send a voice a bank statement. So you want my bank? You want quotes from my bank teller? Okay. The lovely ladies at the bank I work with, they're chatters. They're chatty McCaffeys. They'll be glad to write something down for us. What I can do, I can take what they write down. I can scan it into a PDF scanner that will scan the PDF, and then I can email those back to you. Will that work?
No, we need your bank statements.
I know, that's what we're going to give us. You want it from the president of the bank?
Not a spoken statement.
A loan officer at the bank?
The legible.
Yeah, it'll be legible. They write neatly over there. They're ladies, so ladies tend to write better than guys. I won't get any of the guys to do it. I think the one guy that works at the bank actually might be homosexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying, he might write well too, potentially.
Okay, what's the email, Rich?
Yeah, it's YT47@CompuServe.net if you can't get the AOL one to work.
Oh, okay.
CompuServe.net. You can try that one. But the AOL one is the one that I prefer. I haven't actually been in the CompuServe email for quite some time, so if you can somehow if you can squeeze it into the AOL account, that would be great. If that doesn't work, we can try Telegraph or My Little Pony or Pony Express.
AOL.com.
Yeah, AOL.com. Yeah, they're relatively new. They've only been out for like 2 years. Let's see what silver's doing while you're doing that. Oh no, silver's down $1.15. What are we going to do about that?
Oh boy.
What's going to happen now? Silver's down $1.15.
What do you mean what's going to happen now?
I don't know. Can you tell me? Does that mean we're at a dead cap bounce? Dead cap bounce? So silver, what happened? So silver went up to 121. Then it slammed down to 74 or 73. Then it went back up to 89. Now it's down to 84.13. Is that a dead cat bounce?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out this email.
I might be too early. Well, you getting a headache? Well, let's do this. Since you're thinking about food, you're thinking about that lovely pesto and chicken and your lovely girlfriend. So let's reconvene on Friday at 5:15 p.m. Central Time, and we're
not going to be able to get you funded on Friday.
Why?
It would have to be by Thursday.
Is that a holiday?
Nobody funds on Fridays.
What?
Nobody funds on Fridays.
Are you what the heck? Why don't they fund on Fridays?
I'm not sure. No one does it on Fridays.
Well, I'll
We
tell you
get it
what.
on like
Let's
Thursdays or
reconvene on
something.
Friday. I can wait a week. I can wait a week. Okay. I think I can wait a week. This is worth waiting for. And so call me back on Friday at 5:15, and
Why would
let's
I call you on Friday if I could just call you tomorrow?
because I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be away for the next couple of days. So
Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be available by phone. I'm taking a sabbatical out into the
Okay.
desert, and I won't have any
Understood.
service where I'm at. I won't even have my phone with me out in the desert. So you got to call Friday, okay?
Okay. We'll talk on Friday. We'll
And
talk on Friday.
and then
Okay.
we'll try to work something out for funding on Monday or Tuesday.
Awesome. I'm gonna try the YT47 at CompuServe. Okay.
Okay,
And
all
if I'm
right.
able to
I'll
get
try to
that
see
by
if I
Friday,
can.
that'd be
I'll see if
amazing.
I can try to get in that account. And but I gotta go track somebody down in Missouri right now. Okay.
All right, Rich. Do your thing. Talk
Okay.
soon.
All right. See ya. Bye. Bye. Do my thing, he says. All right. He told me to do my thing, so I'm gonna do my thing. Where's that guy from Missouri? Has he ever even been in here? Maybe this may be one of those things, but boy, he does not like the scammers. For me to talk to the scammers. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Very good. Okay, let's get back to the comments here. I would love to see $50 an ounce spot or lower. Been stacking since 1982. Whoa, Victor. All right. He's been stacked a long time. So we'd like to see a little dip. Yes, indeed. Thank you, JM Unleashed. Appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy when I do that. It does annoy some people, but that's all right. All right. Let's see here. Mikey V, 4089. I have over 100 pounds of silver and got it all when it was under $30 an ounce, so I'm okay. Way to go. Nice. 100 pounds. That's amazing. All right. Thanks for the info. Thank you, Martin Form City 2010. Appreciate that. I love cheaper silver. I know it'll be worth more in 20 years. That's right. Yep. Should be. Missouri Adventures, first ever comment on live stream. That's what I thought. Never thought I'd seen that person before. So thank you, James Unleashed. And so let's see here. All right. MFJ, if you look at the slope of the rise over months, silver is still good on track. That's right. It sure is. Yep. And I talked about that in this video, by the way. Michael Good Laugh, they want everyone to sell their physical silver so they can buy it up cheap and make it go to the moon. All right. Maybe so. And there's a correction happening right now in the markets, in the markets, in the Asian markets. They're going down. Let's see here. Let me get to this here from Silver Solution LLC. With all due respect, Sal, a healthy correction was needed, and you can't always blame manipulation. But J.P. Morgan and the COMEX 100,000% colluded. We saw forced liquidation and dropped the price 40% instantaneously with no halts at any 10% interval, allowing JP to move out of short positions and increase her long positions. This is clear manipulation. However, Silver Solutions, they were moving into long positions long before any of the other banks were. So they didn't have that many short positions to move out there. They'd already moved long before this. They may have moved some of it. But also, how do you explain what's happening like right now in the Asian markets? The Asian markets are down tonight, and we've seen that too when they drop pretty steadily. So, but appreciate your thoughts on it. But forced liquidation and how the collusion happened. J.P. Morgan is the largest custodian of silver, which means that there's more buyers using their platform and their SLV than any other. So I think it's. I mean, yes, there are. The banks themselves, I think, have positions as well, and I think that could be they pile on maybe to it, but I still think it's largely market forces playing a role. But I appreciate your thoughts on that, Silver Solution. Maria, hold on strong and be brave. That's exactly right. That's the best way to do it, Maria. You're right. Silver member, I'm hoping it will fall below $50 so I can start buying again. Yeah, and it may not. I may not be right about that. Who knows? We'll see here. Trail Guy says, this is the mid-bull run hiccup that always comes, 150 by March. All right, so he's thinking we're going to see 150 by March. Possible. We'll see. Mike Bucci, ain't crap over. This is just the bull bucking. Hang on tight. Yes, could be. Very well could be right. All right, very good. All right, have a good night, Tony Erickson. Thanks for popping in, sir. Good to see Tom Sanders. Hope you feel better. I thought you were over most of the bad stuff. It sounds like you're still dealing with some pain. I'm sorry, my friend. And Matt Bittner with the Christmas tree emoticon in this. Thank you as we peruse our way up through the broadcast. Pizza Man, I'm getting my ass whooped here. Let's see here. Did any of you do what I did and buy when spot was $90 or $100, $110, $120? I really feel stupid listening to these YouTubers now. Well, and that's just it, Pizza Man. You should always, if anybody tells you buy silver now before it's too late, always be cautious about that. You'll never get that from this channel. Even when people ask me directly, it says if you do buy, caution. It could drop at any moment, even with a big dip, even with a crash in price. There's a chance it could drop even more. That's something you have to weigh for yourself with your own level of understanding as to how much and as to when to buy, because no one can really fully time the market. PDX Eddie with this says the following: I have crapped myself and I must wash my buttocks. Come on, man. Trump wants a hawk to lower the interest rates. It kills two birds with one stone, makes the speculators nervous, and gets Powell replaced. I must admit Trump may have been slightly better than the continuing Biden, but he's not a lot better, at least not at this time. Well, I don't think there's any comparison at all between the two. One thing is that America survived a lot of bad policies and presidents. It'll survive Trump ahead, too. Well, it will. Trump is reordering a lot of different things. He really is. He's doing a lot of reordering and shaking up a lot of apple carts, and that's what you're witnessing here. We got to see how it's going to pan out with some of this. He's taking some pretty big risk here. But anyways, all right. Let's see here. All right, we've got this from Lee J.A. 7810. Says here, I've been rained from work. I grabbed a bottle of wine around 2 a.m. and watched Black Phone 2. Don't watch it. The boss called me, asked me about silver. I was surprised, but explained all the basics to him. I stumbled down to my LCS, facilitated their purchase, but nothing there. No options. He take the silver they have in stock. Anecdote from New Zealand. Thank you for that. Yes, I think it's not just there. It's widespread everywhere. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. James Pierce, 1209, says the following. I voted for Trump, but did anybody here notice that he had faked for a long time that he wanted to lower interest rates, yet picked a hawk for the Federal Reserve? Don't look at what politicians say, look at what they do. There's a bigger play at hand here. Yep. And that's just it. Head fake. He does tweak the media. There's a lot of things that he says and does that has a purpose. I think he's very more calculated than a lot of people think. Love him or hate him, there's more calculation, and some of it is very risky and may not pan out. I say that as intellectually as honest as I can. You know, I'm not a Trump sycophant. I don't suffer from TSS. For those of you who don't know what TSS stands for, it's trunk sycophant syndrome. I do not suffer from that. I've criticized him as well before, but there's a lot of things that are happening here that he is that he's doing that I think he's been planning for a long time, and now has the opportunity. He's got to work fast, so he's doing a lot of things pretty quickly, and some of it may pan out, others may not. Lori Smith says, I never lose on selling silver because I never say that I pay spot for silver. I pay spot plus the premium, and I won't sell until the spot price rises above the total price I paid for it. There you go. So I don't think you have lost much on silver because you hold with a diamond fist. That's right, exactly. You're right, Lori Smith. Exactly right. All right. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Jarvis Kugel says they're shaking the tree, watching the newbie speculators and lightweights to drop. They want your metals. Hold strong. Yep, hold strong indeed. Terrence Brown, 1754, says this. paper price doesn't reflect there's still a massive shortage. The cheaper it gets, the more the East are shipping it away from the West. I can feel another banking crisis coming. Yeah, we'll see. The debt crisis is something else we need to think about that could rear its ugly head, and that could be a big thing that may be out of Trump's purview, especially if everybody starts selling treasuries all at once. And that may be part of another reason why he's making the dollar weaker, so they don't do that. That may be one of the reasons behind it. So we'll see here. Qski1. Frankly, I think many of us want to see prices level off a bit to be less volatile. More stability will likely have a positive impact on local dealers and sellers alike. I agree with that. One cannot blame dealers from being hesitant about sellback prices and premiums, not to mention the refiners. Exactly right. Well said. Very good. Let's see here. And let's see here. Kenny Powers, paper contracts are being devalued, not physical metals. Well, true, but physical metals are dependent on spot price, at least to some degree. There is a separation there. That's obvious. But they move along. They don't move at the same pace in the same way. But there is a tie there still, for sure. All right, William Rome. Demand is off the charts. Refiners are still holding on mounds. It's burning up no matter why. That's true. There is supply disruptions, and that has not gone away. Indeed, it has not. But the Asian markets are reacting now, and silver is down. Now it's down just slightly. It was down over $1 earlier. It is now picking up some of those losses here as the evening has gone on. By the way, check out Summit Metals. Summit Metals for your precious metals needs, whether you're buying, selling, or other services as well. Check them out. And I don't know if they have the Diamond Fist in stock yet again. Let's see if they do. Still out of stock. I need to contact them to see when they're going to get more and have them available for pre-sale yet again. Okay. Big Razzo says this. Come on. Price going down. Not that bad. And as for the bull, don't think it's done yet, but definitely crippled before it recovers or collapse. Yeah. Well, it did go down dramatically yesterday. It was a plunge yesterday for sure. Anything more than 2% is a big drop in price in any given day. I don't care if it happens every single day. That's a big move. That's a pretty big move in a market. Peter says, Mirage, 1 ounce of gold mined, 7 ounces silver mined, according to Silver Gurus. Yeah, but that is a mirage. In other words, it has nothing to do. The physical mining ratio between gold and silver has absolutely nothing to do with the price of the metals. Absolutely nothing. Nothing to do with the prices of the metals. Ben Mikalsko, agree with you, Sal. Raising margin requirements is necessarily good and long overdue. Yep. I think so too. The more I looked into that, it did make sense that they do that. The curve volatility. Because they don't have skin in the game. You and I, when we buy physical silver, we have the most skin in the game because we're paying the premiums. We're caught holding the bag of silver. And even at a time when my local coin dealer said, hey, we are not taking any silver. We're not buying any. We've stopped buying altogether. All right. But we have not stopped slurping. We have not stopped slurping altogether. We're still slurping. After all this time. Joel Lopez, 100% play with your coins. You're not taking crap with you. Okay. Not sure what that means or what the point of that was, but all right. Keep on stacking. That's right, Cherokee Cowboy. That's what we do. Yeah, it dropped on the screen, but it didn't drop in the stores. Yes, actually, they were selling less. They were Now, the premiums may have increased on a percentage-wise, but they did drop the price some. Kevin Walsh has the genius face of a rug puller. He's going to restore the dollar to legitimacy by Paul Volckering us all. Whoa. Now, that's a pretty brazen prediction. We'll see if that happens. Whoa, Maccabees has just signed up to become an honorary citizen on his own accord. Thank you, sir. That doesn't happen too often. Very much appreciate that. Everybody, welcome to Maccabees as a channel gift member. There are some emoticons you have access to, and appreciate the support. Very nice of you indeed. All right, let's see here. And let us peruse our way through the next comment or two here. By the way, good to see Cyber Curtain Twitcher is here. And John Bronco says, unless you want to buy your silver on eBay, there is nowhere to go. No one has silver in stock. Yeah, I mean, or there's less in stock. My local coin shop had some in stock, but not as big of a selection. Scott Boyington, gold and silver is up for the year. Be thankful. We come a long way and still have a long ways to go. Nothing has fundamentally changed. It's true. Nothing has changed. Which is why I don't believe the rally's not over yet, even with the price pulling back a little bit today. I don't think it's over yet. All right. Bradford Turek. I bought a 5-ounce maple leaf when silver was 110 plus $10 premium. Ouch. I hear you, brother. I know. It's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow, but just hang on to it. It'll be all right. That's the thing. You buy on the top of the market and the price plunges. But, it's tough. We have to be prepared for that kind of eventuality could occur. Deporting Legal says, didn't MCX India raise their margins too by over 60%? I heard probably so. I think I have heard something about that. I didn't know exactly what it was, but all of them are doing it. Shanghai Gold Exchange did it as well. Thank you, 4 Wheels from Rob. I appreciate that. And Mark Scrubs, paper market manipulation. People are rushing to buy whatever they can find. Yep. That has not changed, still for sure. Silver does this in a bull market, yep. And there is some corrections that happen. Brian, supply versus demand. Not enough supply for the demand. They can manipulate all they want. Eventually it will go up and up as fast as it dropped. Yep. We saw recovery today. And right now, silver is down by 63 cents. So it's not down by a whole lot, but gold is back up again. So we may see silver go into the green tonight. Shanghai silver 104.79. I don't know what it is today, but thank you. Steve C., this is the dip in my opinion. It will rise back up soon. Yes, I think so too. American Cowboy. I'm with you on regret over the weekend. I bought $8,500 in silver over the weekend, but this is long term. So I have it on my personal self, which is better than crypto. I feel more secure with it. Wow, what a purchase. Man, amazing. $8,500 in silver over the weekend. Crazy. All right. Slurping our way through. Coffee is mildly lukewarm now, but only mildly. All right, let's see here. Edwin Tan, I think silver support level from $70 to $100 will keep going up to down. All right, so he thinks 70 is going to be the bottom for silver, not 50 like I think. All right, very good. Thank you for your thoughts on that. Silver Brother 72 says this. Maybe the dip could work out for the best. If it takes a couple of months to get back to the highs, it will give the refineries time to catch up. Dealers will have an out to maintain liquidity and will be able to offer fair prices on buying. I've been hearing longer wait times for derivatives of all types of silver products. Yeah, it's crazy. We live in interesting times, unprecedented times for sure. Let's see here. And John Penn here says this. Paper silver and gold should be banned. The physical supply didn't change. The physical demand of industry didn't change. The liquidity the paper market caused this to happen. Make the market make liquid. The volatility will end and investors won't get screwed. Yeah, I never fully have understood the existence of the futures And you know, I can understand buying digital representations of something that's backed by the actual physical at a 1-to-1, but I really don't understand the futures market and how crazy it's gotten. Um, and I'm speaking out of pure ignorance there as why there's a need for it. I think I've heard it explained one time, but I even forget that explanation. That's how unmemorable it was. But most everything does have a futures tied to it, and you know, that's just the name of the game. It's everywhere in every commodity. Um, but indeed, it is. All right, let's see here. Um, Jason Bourne. JP Morgan unloaded millions of ounces of paper silver last Friday. That's because the people that were buying, that were selling, used JP Morgan as a custodian. This is not retail investors. Actually, it was retail investors. I think, see, I mean, this is where I also want clarification. How much of the silver stockpile that JP Morgan holds, which is the largest silver stockpile in the world, by the way, how much of it is actually owned by them? How much of it are they a custodian for? Of which those ounces are being traded by people using the SLV? That's what I want to know. And who buys the futures? Who's buying the futures contracts? As our hedge fund managers? Those hedge fund managers surely are folks in JP Morgan, but that can't be the majority, can it? I don't know. That's something I don't know. But anyways, diamond hands. Remember, the entire planet is experiencing repricing of silver and de facto gold. Paper markets are on life support by the Fed. Until new Fed sets the ground rules, volatility will be lurking around every corner. Yes, I do think we're going to see some volatility for quite a while. Shark Bark, I'm happy when the price goes down. I just back up the truck and buy because I know the prices won't last forever. There you go. All right. Although, one never really knows. It could fall even further. Just keep all possibilities in the back of your head as to what could happen there with silver. One Bobcat, one of my CDs worth $25,000 is maturing next month. If silver goes below 75, I am buying. If not, I will buy some gold. Gold is sure bet, but silver is going to explode. You know the sad thing about those CDs is you got to pay taxes on the interest you earn on it. Same thing with money markets. It's insanity. They ought to make any interest you earn tax-free up to including inflation, the rate of inflation. They really should. Twirly, not to worry, 3 hours after this video came out, silver and gold are making decent headway. And kind of as I predicted early on, but I still can't claim victory for that yet, because I think it remains to be seen if we're going to recapture $100. All right, James, paper silver credibility plunged after the circus show Friday. What a joke. That was a run in physical metal. It's still on. Yes, indeed. All right. Aftermarket is here. Welcome. Michael K is still here with us. All right, let's see here. And let's press on through and see what we've got here. Joe English says, anyone who thinks this downturn has anything to do with the Trump's Fed nominee, I'll have what they're smoking. Well, it did have something to do with it. It may not have been fully, but it was a big mover. It was a big mover in the price. No question about that. That's a big deal, folks. Peter Matthews, don't regret buying that gold. Gold is a tortoise. Silver is the hare. There you go. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Mepez says, so what you're telling me is that once it broke 70 before Christmas, that I can't get below that and it's a new bottom? I'll mark that as a win. Well, I still think it could go as low as 50, but who knows? That's how volatile the markets are. Let's go up here to some of today's videos. I missed a lot of comments earlier. Here we go. I pulled the whole shot on this one. First and first. Way to go, 867 diesel. You were first on this one. And we've got this here. Ron Schmidt says, Okay, that's a German. We won't have time to do that with them. But this many Bitcoin-minded folks need to stick with Bitcoin, silver, and gold savings, not investments. And the FOMO folks hopping in and out is healthy for the market. Now that many of them are out for good, possibly. I'm glad to see silver up to 88. The longer it stays above 70, the better now. That's right. Exactly. The longer we can see it stay above that. But there's a lot of volatility that I don't still have confidence, even if it stays up that for a number of weeks, even, that we could revisit it. But hey, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, a lot of speculators came into the precious metal markets. That's one of the reasons why, by the way, in these newer contracts, why they raise margins. Rocky Superstar. Trump is talking about your silver pile. There you go. That's right. Thank you, Rocky. Good to see you. And the Crucinator, we were supposed to go lower so I could back up the truck. Oh, well, I've run out of storage space anyway. That is one problem with silver. It does take up a lot of storage. You're right. Translate Tamil language, ad, please. Tamil, I've never even heard of that language. I'm sorry. I've already there's several that it does automatically. It does automatically all the most popular language out there, but I've never even heard of Tamil. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. You're the first person I know that even speaks it. But anyway, so hopefully you'll stick with me otherwise. No, I don't think so. We'll know in time if he has. Yes. All right. We'll see about the strategic stockpile. Trump will revalue silver to $1,000 and gold to 25K. I don't think that'll happen anytime soon, but hey, you never know. You never know. I would be surprised. Coincidental timing. Could be. And down market today. Viva Las Salavegas. There you go. Thank you, Electric Ninja. I love it. That's great. Showed a piece from the Las Vegas sign. A really cool piece. We've got Right Here News says, who even trusts the government anymore? That's right. That's why we hold gold and silver, monetary metals outside of the system. Oh, yeah. Morse Monet says, don't get your hopes up. Strategic means the government will do what it needs to do to keep the price down. And yeah, I think to a point, but really it's about being able to get it easily. I don't think there's concern about the price, honestly. It's about getting it easily. All right, CT speaks Tamil, usually when he's drunk. Nice. That's right. I like it. I like it. All right, yes, in the LC, what happens with Project Vault? Maccabees, last Friday was a great day. Trump canceled the 1933 Roosevelt socialism, plus we are now running on limited government. Bonus has low silver price. Well, Maccabees, we do have a lot more limiting of the government to do yet, but he's working that direction slowly, but we need to Dogify it even more. But yes, indeed. Thank you. And let's see here. Kathy Lothan says, send me 2K of silver, Donnie. Keep the stymie check. There you go. I like it. I like it. Silver for the win, says Roland. Yeah. We like it. We like it. And I got there Googler86 says this. He says, Trump had to JP drop the price to initial buy on the signal. Trump had all the world mints to Shanghai stop trading on the big day, so the low price would be interfered with. My theory. Well, I'm glad you said it was your theory because, yeah, I don't think that's what's happening. But I can understand why you might think that, but I don't think Trump has that power. All right, and I don't think that would be legal to do. Russell Ream says here, I think so. Looking at metals this morning, prices climbing again. Silver slower, gold back to $5,000 per ounce on the LCS. Condition normal, situation still effed up. Bought twice from Summit Metals. Customer service was fast with an email response, and a rep even followed up with a call to double check. Definitely buying from Summit Metals again. That's awesome. Yes, they're doing really good with customer service. I hear very few complaints, and the ones that have complained, I try to negotiate on their behalf if I can with Summit Metals. Yes, indeed. All right, and we've got this here. We've got John May. South critical minerals list is bad for stackers. If government can't get silver anymore, guess where the government gets her silver? 1934 Silver Act. If you don't think it can happen, you're sleeping. Wake up, wake up. Love your channel. Well, thank you. I do disagree with you, and I disagree with you strongly, and I'm fully awake. And I don't even need caffeine in my coffee to be awake about this issue. They're not coming for your silver. Make no mistake. They will never do that again with silver or gold. And good luck for even trying. It's a very different time than it was back then. They may make an offer to buy your silver from you, but they're not going to mandate it. Trump could not get away with that. Not in this medium, not in this environment, or any president could get away with it with an executive order or otherwise. And it would really be unconstitutional, especially considering Article 1, Section 10. It would be challenged in the courts big time. Honestly, I was surprised it wasn't challenged back in 1933, 1934. So we'll see there. All right. Have a good night, Savage Lee. All right, let's see here. Joey Lives. I was wondering if silver was included in this project vault list. It's hard to find silver specifically, maybe because it's mined as a byproduct. That's right, exactly. Be witness, I'm not buying symbols of normalized foolish depravity ever. Get the actual physical metal itself. Molly Russell Ward. Well, potash is a critical mineral too. Better head to the silver store and start stacking. There you go. All right, and Anthony Williams says nothing new here. Well, it is something new. It was just announced. I played the clip. The USA holds huge amounts of silver already and will simply increase that amount. Well, the U.S. Mint holds amounts of silver that they for the U.S. Mint products, but that's not a strategic stockpile that's used for industry. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Where are we at here? Let's press on. Mark E304I says, I'm just waiting for 2-ounce Holy Knuckles 999 arrive. Looks lovely. And a 2-ounce Ancient Warriors Knights Templar coin. Mint 500. Thanks for the drop in price. Made it more affordable. Can't wait for the price to go back up gradually now. There you go. All right. It's always nice to buy on the dip. Always nice to buy on the dip. Yes, indeed. And let's see. FP Parrot says, does not mention silver, but it does say the reserve will store minerals such as cobalt, lithium, gallium, graphite, nickel, silicon. JFK tried to have silver certificates issued to get rid of the Federal Reserve private bank, and they offed him as soon as he started printing the certificates. Executive Order 11110. So maybe Donna can get her done if they didn't have him too. Yes, it very well could be. But the thing is there's a lot of those minerals that are not listed that will probably that reserve will have. All right. Master Blaster, Project Vault. Who's paying for this one? Whatever happened to Project Fort Knox? Well, he mentioned who's paying for it, and it's not the taxpayer, which is good. And we'd like to see Project Fort Knox. We'd like to see a tour of that. Hopefully they'll do it, and maybe they'll do it this year, I'm hoping. And H. Cat, silver will make the cut. Look for the government to offer a silver buyback from the public, $130 to $50 an ounce, tax-free if we sell to the government. Yeah, that could happen, although I would be surprised if they do that. They probably don't need to do it yet. All right, let's see here. All right, thank you, Maccabees. Appreciate you popping in tonight. Thanks for signing up and becoming a channel member. Appreciate you. Live stream on beekeeping. Nice. Good job. That's cool. And Michael Orm says, silver spot already back to where it was on the 16th of January. We might just win this war against the paper merchants. Yeah. If it's a fight, it's got a fighting chance. Indeed it does. Alpha 1481 says, not mentioned, but without silver as cathodes and switches, none of the various tech meddling critical minerals works. That's right. It is critical. It is crucial and critical. All right, let's see here. Okay, we're good. Let's see here. We've got Dusty. It's Fort Knox's life, of Fort Knox life. For use of Fort Knox life, for use there's no metal in the vault. It's just a big fat hole. Fort Knox. A lot of people feel that. David Baggins. I met the lady who designed that sign. Oh, wow. Interesting. Amazing. She worked for a sign company in the 50s. Good people. Vegas is awful, but Nevada's great. There's silver out there in the countries, old mines and stuff. Yes. Indeed. Fascinating. All right. Let's slurp it a little bit more of this coffee here. By the way, I do stand ready to do push-ups if there's ever any need. We're ready to go on that front. And we've got this dude playing a dude. The Wall Street Jew boys make a killing on paper sales. The Chinese scoop up the metals. And when it's all said and done, they're going to use our metals to fill the vaults. Maybe so. We'll see here. What do we have here now? Silver down just 19 cents. It's back over 85 again. In fact, now it's down just 18 cents. Gold up $14. So we may see silver go back into the green tonight. All right. Greg Ziegler says, silver price per ounce, 88.54. Recovering some from the crash, the silver vault just might lead to better stabilization of silver since I don't see the government panic selling much. That's right. And 41, doesn't this sound reminiscent of the U.S. will be the crypto capital of the world or the crypto reserve? Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to that. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes with that either. Temperature, nothing can stop what you just used just that. Nothing can stop. They on the side of global are throwing a temper tantrum. Okay. Temper tantrum happening. All right. Sunday morning stacker, do push up for each ounce you bought over the dip. Oh, man. Actually, I just bought 4 silver dimes. Not even a full ounce. I would essentially do a fourth of a push up. So I didn't buy much over the dip. Peter Totola says here, the recent run-up on silver price could be attributed to U.S. government buying silver before the president's announcement. I don't think they buy, if they do it based off of the markets. I don't think they have that much power. I don't think they care that much. What's a few $1 million here or there to savings and spot price going down, depending on how much they buy. Hello, Carrie Taryn. Good to see you. Paul Coolin, another stockpile that J.P. Morgan will have free reign to use to manage the price. All right. I know. We'll see. People think that's happening there. Gently Fevers. After they start the pile of silver in the USA, it could easily require stackers to sell our silver to the pile, all for the secure of the USA. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. They may offer to buy it from us, but I don't think they're in that mode yet. Have a good night, Cybercurrent Twitcher. All right, sleep well tonight, my friend. And Cladale, 5434. Thank you, Cladale, with a $10 super chat. Got a pocket pinger for $38. It saves me from one counterfeit coin. It's paid for itself. Nice. Hope you bought it from the link. If you want to get one of those pocket pingers, there's a link to it in the description of all my videos. It's an affiliate link, but I hope you will check it out. That's cool. Thank you, Cladale. Let me drop and give you 10 push-ups for that, sir. Thank you for sharing that with us. It is a great way. I don't mention it enough, but it is a great tool. Yes, indeed. Very good way to test your silver by sound. Let's do those 10 push-ups for Cladale. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. All right, thank you. A rare super chat tonight, so much appreciated. Thank you so much, sir. All right. And let's get over here to gold trader. The Chinese do not manipulate markets. They buy and mostly use the metals for consumption. Yes, I think there is a much more paper trading there, but the prices go down there too, like they go down here. We've seen it many times in the Sunday Night Market Watch. So that's not manipulative, I guess. Chinese buying large amounts of copper is not manipulation of the copper market. They take delivery and use it, yes. Much more of a physical market in the East than there is in the West. You're right. Now, Tears, Nazarite, it's about time. This should have been done decades ago, heck, 100 years ago. The only thing I will say about the Chinese is I could see them manipulating the price up to cause arbitrage opportunity as a way to battle against the West. And I think I mentioned it in that video. And so I wouldn't put it past them. Let's put it to you that way. I wouldn't rule it out. I'll just put it that way. As for Trump, I would not believe a word that comes out of his mouth, which shows his political innings. That's fine. Does this mean that they would ever consider silver confiscation like what happened in the gold in the 30s? No. I would almost be willing to bet money it's not going to happen. I won't go there completely, but we'll see here. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kojak. Yes, thanks, $2 super chat for the gloves. Thank you, appreciate that. J.M. Unleashed for the super chat. Thank you. For those about to stack, we salute you. Thank you, J.M. So let's do 12 push-ups there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. J.M. Unleashed, check out his channel, by the way. He's got a great channel. He talks about the precious metal markets as well as games, does songs and other things. It's a variety channel. Very smart guy, very cool. You're always welcome there, and he's been a great moderator here as well. Really appreciate JM Unleashed. He's awesome. Let's do 12 push-ups. Very cool. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're getting some blood flowing tonight here. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. All right. Yes, indeed. And let's see here. Littlefoot Stacker. I purchased a MAGA 2-ounce coin from them. I paid $189 thinking I would never get my premium back and was okay with that. Imagine my surprise when the premium was dissolved. Yes, indeed. It sure has been. But remember, the stuff you get from Spectres is going to be more collectible stuff. It's not necessarily for stacking. It's for enjoyment. Oh, yeah. Very good. And let's see here. Let's see here. Where are we at now? If I can get this happening here. Mac Beaver says, I'm guessing that the U.S. gold reserves are zero and long ago sent to our overlords in Tel Aviv. Well, a lot of people feel that they don't have any, but of course everybody believes that Israel is the devil, and I don't understand that craziness. But anyways, Maria, how much is Trump getting for himself in dollars? I noticed JFK Center has been closed down, according to Trump, because people are sick of him, and he is destabilizing the world. The president of peace, now president of war. Well, I don't know what the JFK Center is. You talking about the Trump Kennedy Center? It's being closed down for massive renovations initiated by Trump. But anyways, oh, Richard Metcalf, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. No push-ups required. Coffee fund. Thank you, Richard Metcalf. Very kind of you indeed. And Frostbite Coins is here. Good to see Frostbite. Y'all should check out Frostbite Coins channel as well. He does great videos on the history of certain coins and the story behind those coins. He's got a great voice. He's got a great channel. Check him out. Thank you, Richard Metcalf. Very nice of you, my friend. I slurp in your honor. Thank you, sir. Yes, indeed. Very good. And so, let's see. Anyways, so Maria doesn't like Trump either. We got to hold on to what we got. I think to get rid of Trump, people have to have a nationwide strike. Well, that's not going to get rid of him either. He was duly elected. Don't even wait for the midterm election. Trump has his wars pre-planned to counter any election. Well, Trump is not the president of war. Trump has actually stopped more wars than I think any other president in history. When you think about all the different conflicts that he's negotiated an end to, including Pakistan and India, that could have been a big one. Thailand and one other nation over there. Those are two that are not talked about a whole lot. He was instrumental in getting the ceasing of operations of hostilities between Gaza and Israel and other things. But anyways, let's see here. Oh, whoa! Look at this, folks, from AGA Titus. Wow! I gotta say thank you so much. This is such a rarity. I've gotta make an expression of he's $100 super chat. He says, I was wrong and I apologize no matter what. I should have kept my mouth shut. Apologies again. Well, man, you didn't have to send a super chat for that apology, but I am honored and humbled and I appreciate your kindness. Wow. Thank you so much. It's so rare that some folks apologize when they say things, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend. Wow, AGA Titus, that is very kind of you. I'm honored and humbled, and I really appreciate that. And I'm serious. You didn't need you coming back and saying that you are sorry is more than enough, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wow. That made my night, and not just because of the super chat was very nice, but believe you me, I do appreciate that. And because the thing is I do get things wrong. Sometimes I say things incorrectly and I'm called out for them. I want to be humble enough to be able to admit my mistakes too. I think it's just a matter of being respectful and the like. So I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. So thank you so much, and very kind. And I think it's just a matter of people are free to speak their minds, free to disagree, and the like. We like that. So thank you very much. Now I will say this, AGA, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but what I do on this channel, for every dollar donated via super chat, I do one push-up or one exercise. That's going to be 100. If you want me to do it, you let me know. I will do 100 exercises. Probably not 100 push-ups, but you let me know what you want me to do there. If you're going to give me a reprieve, I'll take it. But if you say, no, I want you to exercise and do those push-ups, I will do it. But yes, as Jesse J says, you are a gentleman and classy. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. Wow. So now if we can only get 79 to send in some super chat, that would be great. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, 79. Yes. Thank you so much. Wow. So hopefully if you're still here, let me know, and I will do those exercises. I'll probably split them up between push-ups or whatever, or if you want a reprieve. The only reason why I'm asking for a potential reprieve is because people don't want to hear me do 100 count to 100 or 3 sets of this or that. But anyways, all right, don't want you to do that. I'm the one that should be doing. Oh, no, you're fine, AGA. Hey, no problem, my friend. Thank you again, sir. I appreciate it, and thank you so much. I'm honored and humbled, and very, very kind of you. And I hope you will stick around. And again, feel free if there's something I say that you disagree with, feel free to speak your mind. And so yes, wow. Thank you so much. Very kind of you, Nate. All right. Enough about that, but thank you again, sir. Appreciate it. We just got this in from somebody else. Wife is listening tonight. Can you give Amber a shout out? All right. Thank you. I don't know who this is. I don't want to say the actual name, but there's somebody here that's listening here. So a huge shout out to this individual's lovely wife, Amber. So hello, Amber. Thank you, Amber, for listening tonight. And this is a long distance dedication from your husband. And I don't want to say the name, but if he's here or if he cares to share that, I'll be glad to shout out him too. But thank you so much, Amber, for listening. And we appreciate all listeners. So thank you again so much. Wow. Yes, indeed. All right. Very, very good. Let's see here. Okay. JRJ Stack says, stockpile to continue building the artificial intelligence beast system. These scumbags politicians don't care about us. All right, well, we'll see. Artificial intelligence, and a lot of people are, they're, it makes a lot of people nervous, for sure. Understandably so. Zardoz is here. Good to see Zardoz. Welcome. We have William. Says here, oh, shoring. If we can't make it, we won't have it at any price. Not my backyard move. Living in America. Yep. And not my backyard syndrome. Real MLK. Too little, too late. China has both the hoarding and refining capacity. Shift from fiat to physical metals is written on the wall. There we go. Yes. All right. They've got the hoarding and refining capacity for sure. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're setting up the stockpile. All right, and we've got this Gabe Zender. Well, I guess they can easily take the $10 billion out of the $15 trillion they just made with the paper silver pump and dump. Yeah. Although, who is actually making that money? I don't know. Tell me about those gloves. What kind are they? They're actually sent to me by Spectres. I think I'm going to wear them more often, although it is tougher to grip coins. I'm so used to not having gloves. But I might wear it more often. It's a cleaner look. And I need to improve that because I get a little handsy, and sometimes if I'm working in the yard or doing some things, I get some dirt under my nails, and it's just distracting. I don't want to do that. Vegas coin, Star of Satan. All right. Wes Welk, yep, Vegas. We have different views on Vegas. Although it did work out, that's right. Yep, noticed that too. Nice looking piece of silver. Thank you, Jeff Shaw. I showed in this morning's video that's sold out now. And we've got this, Trump will be calling in your silver. Wait and see. Don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're in that dire of a straits for it. And I think if that were to be the case, they may say, we will buy your silver. And if they say we will buy your silver, they will buy it for, well above spot price. And if that happens, that's the time not to sell. That's the time not to sell. So white cotton gloves are what museums use. And although I like the black ones because they show less dirt. Not quite as, all right. This is a smart move. Yes, indeed. Yak, all we hear is talk. He hasn't begun refilling the oil reserves yet after Biden's drawdown. Where are the metals going to come from? There's already a silver shortage, and Trump is only in office for less than 3 years. What will the next administration do? We are bankrupt. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the oil reserves. I think some of the stuff that was from the tankers, I think that's going to fill some of it up. But we'll see here. All right. Static Collapse says, isn't Las Vegas not a busy place anymore? Pretty sure tourism is down. Wonder who's to blame for that. I don't know. And guess what? Yeah, I was also a bit pissed when you said a crash will come, but I knew it also. But said that it was a great time to buy. I see this crash like cry for help from the banks. Yeah. Don't know for sure exactly, but either way, it was a gift if you were in a buying mode. And JPGA, the strategic silver stockpile should be circulating as coins, bars and stores, banks, gas stations, acquisition housing. Yeah, well, according to state legislatures, that will start happening probably soon. We'll see. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's going on with the iguanas in Florida? What is the deal? They're freezing up and they're just laying out in the street. Is that what's happening? I saw images of that or little videos of it, and I didn't know what it was about. I guess it got so cold, and when it gets cold, they just go in a comatose. Is that what's happening? Can somebody explain that to me? I haven't had time to research it. Bozo's talking about that. I was kind of curious. I guess if one of those things, if you see an iguana that's in a coma from being cold, you can pick it up and make a barbecue out of it, right? I don't know. Rester Video says, at one time, no one in the world held more silver than the USA. We ended up giving it away. Yes. Selling a lot of it in strategic stockpile. You can buy bars with all that stuff. They fall out of the trees when it gets too cold. Okay, yes. All right, thank you. That's right. It's happening. Very interesting information. Thank you, Roland88. Appreciate that. The Peach PDF file. That's right. Peach PDF. And Bill, what is up with that glove? It looks like it's silver infused. It's like the diamond hand glove. Maybe the government was buying silver to keep the price up. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a cool looking glove for sure. Iguana freeze warning. Cold-blooded reptiles know head they get cold. There you go. And they just kind of just fall out. And frozen iguanas. Yes, indeed. I thought dormant at low temperatures. Yes, indeed. So they can just scoop them up. Scoop them up from the street and set you up with some barbecue or lamb all over your body. Saw one that was like they had them all laid all over their body. It's crazy. All right, Stephen Higby says, I live in Las Vegas. It's a crazy place to live. The nice thing about Vegas is the amount of coin shops we have here, there, everywhere. Nice. That's pretty cool. I would like to visit Vegas. Just for the coin shops, what I would do. They saved $2 million by forcing price down. All right. Another one believes in price suppression. Josephine Father. So whatever happened to that Fort Knox audit? Yeah. I would love to know. I would love for Elon Musk to reach out to Donald Trump and say, hey, remember that Fort Knox visit we were going to do? Let's make that happen this year for July. Let's do it in July or sometime in July to celebrate the 250th anniversary. Okay. Let's see what we've got happening here. What a night. Let's move on through here. We've got A.G. Delaney waiting for the mail to arrive. Diamond Fist arrived today. One of those rounds arrived. I will be up to 16 ounces for the month. I bought the dip yesterday. Nice. Well, A.G., let me know what you think of them when they arrive. Yeah, I'm very curious to see that. And we've got Danny Schuseldorf. Silver Bulls on parade. Thank you, Sal, for the video. Nice Michael Jackson glove, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Gunmetal Blue chimes in with this and says the following. I get nervous with the government when they use words like strategic metal being used for defense. What happens when they run out of their strategic metal? Will they come after ours because it's strategic? I don't think we're going to get to that point. I highly doubt we're going to get to that point. But anyways, thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. All right. Yes, indeed. I just concluded my coffee. That was literally cold. Now I got my chaser in effect here. I do a couple of slurps here. And the ugly truth, you can't have a corrupt market without the help of a corrupt government. Yep, that's true. That's true. Price in Shanghai is 96.85. I've not checked it lately, but yes, still way higher than spot price here. Josephine's father, I don't think Trump announcing this is smart. He's exposing our vulnerability in a way by admitting we don't have a silver reserve. Well, I don't think there's much competition there. And I think some of this stuff may have already been procured in part and secured anyway. I think it is smart to do it because he's saying that we're being prepared and we're a force to be reckoned with. I can understand you thinking that, but I think you have to look at a little bit beyond that. I think it's letting them know that we are setting ourselves up to be independent, largely in part due to some of the tariffs that he's implemented here. We don't want to be dependent on foreign nations anymore, and that's his way of saying that, I think. Self-aware, if they defrauded silver investors with margins, then they are criminals. There's nothing they won't pull at any time. The thing is that the fact that the margins, they're essentially, I don't know how to put it, but when you buy a whole bunch of silver futures, you're just paying a fraction of the price of the product. How is that fair? When us physical stackers pay full price and a premium. So I think they're good. No more surf. Strong support at $70. We will be chopping around 70 and 100 for a while. If we have another parabolic move to 120, that could signal a double top pattern, which would drive us lower. Yes, that is possible. Another nicely timed coincidental rigging, says Hawaii Silver. I don't think that's the case. I disagree with that. All right. All right, folks. Well, it is that time. I got to get to work on tomorrow's video. The work never stops here. But hey, we're going to keep on pressing on. That's what we do here. But I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Appreciate you all. Very kind of you for joining me here. Great crowd. Before we leave, let's check the markets one more time. Silver's back in the green again. Oh, I said that too soon. Now it's down 6 cents. So go figure. There it is. So there's some resistance there. All the other metals are up. Silver's down slightly. Refresh one more time. Well, nope. Too little, too late. All right. Well, thank you guys. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Keep your feet on the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Have a good night, all. Take care. See ya.